Good morning, journalist Irvin Felix John with thefitnessjournals.com, and today I'm answering a couple comments, but I'm going to start with this comment right now. It's bringing me back to my beginning videos. Anyway, PZ. I'm going to get right into it. It's 2020. We're getting straight to the point. 2020 vision. We're focused. From PZ. Bro, just one question if you read comments. I'm reading comments right now. Would appreciate. Now, the structure of this comment is I might sound like I don't, well, you're gonna see it on the screen, so bear with me here. There's lots of debate going on in terms of diet, even people from your crew doing things probably their own way, okay? I was wondering, what's your diet like in short? Are you vegan or you don't mind animal products? Thank you so much for your answer. Now, a couple things. I am not a bandwagoner. I have to actually understand why I'm doing something before I actually do it. Sometimes people see trends and they just hop on it because it's the thing to do. That's just how the psyche, the human psyche works, right? Now, for me, I grew up vegan. I was vegan for 15 years. My parents have been vegan as long as I've been alive. My mom has been vegan since she was a child. Even though her parents would try and make her, eat meat, she's like, I don't like it. Yet, she decided as she grew up that she didn't want to eat meat. So I've always been, as far as my whole teenage years, I wasn't introduced to meat until I decided, hey, I want to try some chicken. So I grew up in Asia. I grew up on Guam, to be exact, and food is a major thing there. Like, food is so, if you look at the statistics of how many people, like the obesity rates, you'll see Pacific Islanders, because food is so prominent. Now, don't get me wrong, I love to eat, but there's a difference between enjoying food and not letting it control you, and like, you understand, okay, I can eat every thing now and then if it's in balance and moderation, right? Now, living here in America, it's a lot different than living in places where you kind of know where your food came from. Now, I moved a lot. I also lived in the Caribbean. So a lot of the food, I knew exactly where it would come from because I would prepare it myself, right? So it's understanding the qualities of your food, why you're eating what you're eating, why you're doing what you're doing, and understanding those principles and concepts, why one thing is more beneficial than the other. Now, I'm gonna answer your question. I'm just laying some foundation there, right? So, what is my diet like? There's many reasons why I choose to eat more plant-based predominantly. It's really because it makes me feel better. I feel a lot better. I have a lot more energy. I don't feel sluggish. It's just how I feel. It might not be the case for everybody, but science does support to a degree, having a more plant-based diet, having more of a plant-based diet is beneficial. That's just the way it goes. If you want the studies, I can provide the study for you. Now, I'm not saying in every case. Sometimes people, take this to the T, and then they're like, okay, I'm not gonna, once I'm eating plant-based, I'm healthy. No, you still have to make sure that your everything is balanced. Just because you're more likely, yes, to get the essential nutrients, micronutrients, and phytonutrients from your plant-based diet, but at the same time, you do need to be aware if you're deficient in anything, because people think, now realize I'm saying plant-based and not vegan. People automatically believe that, like, if you see my vegan is useless video, go and check that out. It should be somewhere over there or in the description below. People believe that if they're vegan, they're healthy. No, vegan simply means that there's no animal products. So you could be making all the same chemical compounds and whatnot. It's just not made from animals. Simple as that. So understand that principle and that concept that, you need to know why you're doing what you're doing. You need to know the benefits behind it, the perceived benefits behind it. So someone might say, oh, this is the benefit, but that might be perceived benefits based on like anecdotal experiences for that individual themselves. Now, everybody is different, yes, but the principles and the concepts aren't generally too much different, right? So it's like, yes, we know that we need micronutrients. What foods provide the most amount of micronutrients? And if you're not getting it from the food, then you need to supplement it in. I choose to eat plant-based because of how it makes me feel. And more, like, I'm totally eliminating every type of animal product. I don't consume dairy whatsoever. I don't eat cheese. And every time I do make the mistake of eating dairy, I pay for it. Like, I get my sinuses get irritated, I'm like scratching my throat, I get mucus. It's not a good feeling. So I prefer to, dairy, period, like I just stay away from it altogether. I don't eat red meat, so beef and like burgers and stuff like that, I won't, like red meat burgers, I won't be consuming that, just because, once again, I don't like the way it makes my inside feel, my stomach, my intestines, my microbiome. I don't like the result of how I feel after eating that stuff. Now, how I feel after eating high nutrient density plant-based meal, I feel a lot better. So it's like understanding how your body works, understanding the perceived benefits of a specific diet, and then seeing, okay, can two of these things, can they marry each other and cause and allow me to progress the way I want to progress. So with that being said, I personally believe, for myself, plant-based is the way to go. Obviously, as you see, the people like in my circle are primarily plant-based. You see how they look, you see how they perform, and quite frankly, time will tell. Like, hey, will we get cancer from eating predominantly plant-based? We're strong and healthy now. 50 years from now, will every one of us get the same type of cancer and die? Oh, well, is it because we're eating plant-based? I highly doubt it. You know, my dad is 61, 62 years old, in phenomenal shape. You guys are gonna see him soon. We're definitely gonna be making some videos. You guys are gonna see what the benefits of eating a plant-based diet does. And look at the people on my YouTube. Look at Red. Look at all these. Look at Scott Bernard. Look at Bam Bam. Look at all the other plant-based athletes that you see on my YouTube or in my community. You'll see that they're not suffering in any way. Now, let me make it clear again. Did I start, is my gains contributed mainly to plant-based? Growing up, I did martial arts, I was always active, I was always fit, so I've always been into shape. That's the thing. Now, getting big, getting muscular, getting strong, do you need meat to do that? Yes and no. Now, what I mean by yes and no is, think about the time frame. People think about that, the time frame it will take them to get to XYZ. They're like, it's not, eating plant-based to get to that isn't convenient for me because I don't have access to those type of things. Do you really not have access, or you're not looking? Think about that. So it's like, a lot of people say, I don't have access to that, so it's more convenient for me to prepare and cook meat. I get it, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, what point am I trying to make here? I don't want to ramble. Straight to the point. Yes, people tend to say, look, the only reason like they tend not to be more plant-based is because of it's not convenient. They go out, they're trying to get gains, it's not convenient. And I understand that, but it's not like that in every case, right? If you really want to, and that's the thing, try it out. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. I'm not one of the people who are gonna say like, oh, this is law. If you're not doing it this way, that's absolute, you're done. There's no way you're gonna get the result that you wanna get. Now, like I said, just because something is working well doesn't mean there's not a better way to do it. And people are like, I don't wanna get small. I don't wanna be frail if I turn vegan. It's not the case, man. So there's a lot of like the game changers. A lot of people were really telling me, yo, go and look at the game changers. And while it did provide a lot of good information, I realized a lot of the sources and studies came from vegan organizations. So it is to a degree biased, because I'm like, well, obviously you guys are gonna want to make yourself look good in that light, because it's funded by people who are directly benefit from having it look like this is the best way to go. Now, like I said, I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying it's not information. It's not informative. Just keep these things in mind. Look at everything that you approach it with an open mind. Everything that you read, everything you look at, approach it with an open mind. Be skeptical, but don't like write it off before you even try it. Don't write it off before you even try it. So you might not believe it will work. If it's something that won't kill you, go ahead and give it a try. And hey, you might find out that that this way of doing things which you haven't been doing before is going to provide to you exceptional results. So that is my answer for that video. Yeah, I practice, I primarily eat plant-based. I just like the way it makes me feel. I haven't been like going crazy hard with the workouts as I have before, and I still have a physique that makes it look like, damn, Irv, how do you do it? And I'm like, I don't really do anything much. All I do is try and eat clean, right? Eat clean. Now, like I said, there's so many different factors to account for. If you're like, I want to get big, I want to like counting calories, macro proportioning, the quality of the calories, all these different types of things. That's beyond the scope of this video. I do talk about those other things in different videos. But if you have any other questions regarding that concept of about like getting bigger, what types of food should I eat, blah, 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 this, that, and the third, you can go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. 2020 vision. Please, if this video was informative, please guys, hit the thumbs up on this video. That's how YouTube knows that this video is good, and it's gonna help share it and spread it. So share the video with anybody. Like just press the share button, put it on your YouTube, put it on your WhatsApp, whatever it is, and let people get the word out that just because someone is plant-based doesn't mean they're weak, skinny, or whatever. So thanks for watching. Health is wealth. Get money, and remember, it's always the warm-up.
3, 2, 1, go.